Hi everybody, welcome to Module 6 of Essential Vibes Launch Your Biz training. I hope you guys have enjoyed it up until now, and so today we're going to dive into the compensation plan. So I'm just going to share my screen here with you guys. There we go. Alrighty. So lesson 6, compensation. So there's 5 main ways that we get paid as doTERRA Wellness Advocate. So we're going to go through those. 1 being the retail payout, 2 fast start bonus, 3 our power of 3 bonus. The 4th way is unilevel bonus, and the 5th is by leadership bonuses. So we're going to start with retail. Now, as we all know, this is probably, we don't really talk about this a lot at classes, retail, because we know there's such a better way and a better value for our customers to purchase. So, but there will be the odd person who, does just want to get a bottle or 2 to start with until they start feeling more comfortable with the oils. And in that case, what you can do is be able to send them to your website that doTERRA has created for each of us. And they're going to fill that in, their card in, and put in their credit card information and ship, just like any other online shopping, basically. And that will get you 25% of their PV order. So if they did an order of 100 PV, you would be getting out from the payout $25 for that order. Ideally, like I said, we know there's other ways and better ways for them to purchase. So the more information and education you can give them on that and the value of having a membership, their wholesale membership, then the better. So I just want to talk about the difference between enroller and sponsor, as some payouts are through the enroller tree and others are through the sponsor tree. So what does it mean to be the enroller? The enroller is a person who has signed up the new member. So when you teach a class and you enroll those people, you become the enroller. So then there's the sponsor. So the sponsor is the wellness advocate that the new member is placed under in the organizational tree. So just because you have enrolled them doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be their sponsor as well. And most likely it's not going to be you unless you'd like to keep them on your front line. And I just have a little diagram to show you that, explain that a little bit better. So let's say this is Mary up here in Mary's organization. So you can see all these M's are people that she has enrolled. So when she gets paid through an enroller payment, then it's based on each of these people, each of these particular people. But as you can tell, none of them are on Mary's front line. So she's actually placed them underneath somebody else within the sponsor tree. So, for example, here, Mary's sponsor is Sarah. She is placed on Sarah's front line, but Mary still holds the enroller of this person. Just like in this instance, so Mary's enrolled this person, but they're technically under this builder here. So this builder becomes the sponsor, but Mary is still the enroller. As you'll tell with compensation, it can get a little confusing and complicated. And this is a great video that if you can be coming back to and rewatch, it'll start to make more sense. This is also a part where you really want to keep in contact with your mentor about to be able to go over and answer any questions as well. But it does get easier. It does get easier to understand for sure. So let's get into with Fast Start Bonus, and this is paid through the enroller tree. So Fast Start is paid on a weekly basis, generally on the Wednesday of each week. So it breaks down to you are paid the 20% as a person who enrolls them for the first 60 days of anything that they order, of their volume, not dollars, but in their volume. So as the enroller, you get that 20%, and the person who enrolled you is going to get 10% of that, and the person that enrolled them is going to get 5%. which is great for all of us. And then when you start thinking about it, okay, so let's say you start enrolling some builders, they start teaching, and you become this person. So the people that they enrolled, they get the 20%, and now you're going to get 10% for just enrolling a builder. And it moves on to that third level. So when they start enrolling builders, they'll get the 20, your person will get the 10% that you enrolled, and you'll get the 5%. So it's a great way to earn some money, and it's not always you being the direct person in action with it. So the person, anytime to earn commission, you need to be on a 100 PV LRP order for any of this to take place. And I like to recommend doing about 2 to 4 classes a month just to really start making a good fast start, because the fast start to begin with is going to be your highest income, and to keep that regularly coming, you're going to want to do about 2 to 4 classes a month. And this is definitely going to cover your oil costs, as well as any expenses you might be putting out, say for sampling products, mailing them out, mailing the samples out, those types of things. Okay, so let's go to Power of 3. So Power of 3 is paid monthly. And this is actually, the monthly comes out, or it gets paid on the 15th of the month of the following month from your enrollments. So Power of 3 is a great way to make some money. It's not the way that our team focuses on to structure, and you'll get to see that later on, but our unilevel will actually be your main source of income. So we always go to structure for our unilevel and our ranking as opposed to Power of 3. Power of 3 is something that actually comes very naturally once you get enrolling people. So how that basically goes, so to get the first Power of 3 is going to be a combination of you as well as your 3 builders on your front line. So overall, you want to have about over a 600 volume, team volume, for that to take place for your $50 bonus, Power 3 bonus. So that's going to be you, your 3 main builders, and let's say you might have a couple extras on your front line. So the total volume of them is going to be your Power of 3. But again, as you're naturally building, and we'll show this later on, this is going to happen without even trying for it. So once they start enrolling their 3 builders, then you're going to get the bonus of the 250 as well. And that goes up one more level to 1,500, which seems great and would be awesome to get right off the hop. But again, like I said, that we structure for unilevel to get the biggest payout in the long run. And yes, this is just on top of every other bonus that you will be getting as well. Just want to make sure that I've said everything on that. Made a couple notes here just so I didn't leave anything out for you guys. Alrighty, so let's get into unilevel. As you can tell with this chart, it's definitely more complicated, and like I said, over time it does get easier and easier. So the main points you want to focus on with this is the fact that each level, now this graph is showing starting at executive, and there's a couple other ranks before, but this is a great one to start at. And it shows that at different ranks, we get paid different levels of percentages down in our organization. So this is the bulk of our pay. And as I was saying, as our team grows, as we start building longer, we have more people on our organization and we get paid farther down. So what's really cool about this is that doTERRA has done actually the opposite of what most multi-level marketing companies do when it comes to this payout. So normally companies will pay the highest percentage. So let's say as a silver, the 7%, you get paid seven levels down, and that 7th level is at 7%. Whereas on your front line, it's just 2%. Most companies do it opposite. And on your front line, where you just have, 3 to 6 people, they pay the 7%. And then on the lower part, where it's many, many, many people, thousands, hundreds of people, they get paid the lowest percent, 2% to that. Whereas what doTERRA has done is they flipped it. And where you just have your few people, you get your littlest pay. But on that bottom level, on those lower levels where you have tons of people, you get the highest amount of pay. So it's a great thing that they've done for us. One of the main differences too when it comes to the compensation plan between doTERRA and other companies. Um, so let's see, I just want to make sure here too if I haven't left anything out. So basically, this covers in an overall way, every time somebody on your organization makes an order, it plays into your unilevel. So on that note, this is where it's very important to talk to people about LRP, because LRP is a monthly ordering system, and that volume, you're going to get a percentage of every single LRP order that goes out. And at the start, again, it might not seem like too much when you only have a few people in your organization, but continually to build and having enroll builders and they teach themselves, your organization is going to grow very, very fast, and it's going to create that unilevel to be very, very large. And yeah, at the start, again, since it is that small amount, that's where, again, it's great to continue with that 2 to 4 classes a month to be offset with your fast start pay to be able to help getting, you know, a higher income, as opposed to just with the unilevel when you are starting. Alrighty. So another way that we get paid is through the performance pools. And this is just another awesome bonus that doTERRA does. They take 7% of the monthly sales, not monthly profit, but monthly sales, and divide it up between the ranks of Premier and Presidential Diamond. So hitting that Premier rank is so crucial because it's getting just an extra bonus for almost as a thank you for being a leader and continually doing your daily activities and habits of enrolling as well. So the way that breaks up that percentage, the 7%, is there is 1% as the empowerment pool for premiers and silvers, and they get 1 share. It works out for them to be about $200 US a month. Now, for any of these bonus pools, it's required for 1, that you're on 100 LRP, like any other part of the commission, and 2, that you've enrolled at least 1 person on 100 PV or more. Again, as you're going through these steps and building your business, that's going to come very easy anyway. So they both get an additional, like I said, approximately $200 US. Again, bonus that pays for your royals right there, just with that. Now, between silver and platinum, there is a 2%, and it's broken down that silvers will get 1 share, and these shares break down to about $150 US a month. And so silver will get the empowerment bonus as well as that 1 share on top. Golds will get 5 shares. So approximately through that $750. And for platinums, you get 10 shares. So at that 150, you're looking at about a $1,500 bonus just for hitting that level and enrolling that 1 person. And again, this is on top of your unilevel and your fast start as well. And then we get into our diamonds, and they have a 1% that gets broken up. For diamonds, 1 share, blue diamonds get 2, presidential diamonds get 3. Now, they also have an extra diamond pool, and that is an additional 3% that gets split up to them as well. So this is paid monthly, again, the following month of that you've done your enrollment in your classes from previously. Another bonus that they have too, if that already isn't enough in craziness and awesomeness of them, is that we also have, for any of the ranks of silver, gold, and platinum, anytime that you have a personally enrolled wellness advocate that hits elite, you get an additional share. And then for diamond, blue diamond, and presidential diamond, anytime you have a personal enrollment that hits silver, again, you get an additional share. So many ways to make money with this. Let me just double check here. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. Just wanted to double check I covered everything. Let's carry on here. So this is just a chart. There's a couple pictures here that I've pulled up that you can see for each of the ranks and how it's roughly broken down in percentages of each of the forms of compensation. And again, roughly what's kind of made. So elite, again, it also tells the structure, which is good. So again, elite you can do on your own without any builders. But again, like we've talked about, we always go to structure for Premier right off the hop. But you're looking at approximately $200 to $500 a month. and basically through your fast start. Again, we're not focused so much right on the power of three. If it happens, great, but if not, again, that's nothing to be upset about. And then this is paying for your product, and again, some offset some expenses. And it carries on through there too. So as you can see with these colors, it breaks it down to the areas and the type of compensation. And as you start to see, when we get into, say, like platinum, diamond, all the higher ones, that your unilevel is really the highest pay. So this is where I say about focusing on this structure towards your rank and up leveling to get all those extra bonuses as well. This is where mainly you get into, again, a lot of the just the extras too. So planning towards that is always a great idea. So, all right, just some points here that I wanted to bring up to you guys. So it is important to maintain a 100 PV LRP template at all times. This is the only way the computer can identify you as a business builder and trigger commission calculations. And this, you know, it's surprising how often it can happen that somebody has removed something from their cart and, you know, said, I'll come back later to it, and they forget to, and then they miss out on that Wednesday when the computer generates it. So no matter what, I can't stress enough to always have your LRP template at 100. When there's certain promos as well, and there's limited items, that is a crucial time as well to always go back in and make sure after that's processed that you put your cart back to 100, because limited time orders, once they're shipped, that amount of PV will go off from your cart. So if you think you're at 120 and there's a limited time product that is 30 PV, when that goes, you're going to be under and you're going to be at 90. So you always want to check that to make sure you go back in and make sure that it's over 100 PV. And this comes to not only with your own orders and your own enrollments that you won't be compensated for, but remember with the Fast Start that people that you've enrolled, when they enroll people, you're entitled to that percentage. But if your LRP isn't at the 100 PV, then it's going to pass by you and you're going to miss out on that. So that's a very crucial point. I tend to recommend to people at the beginning of teaching and building their business to start with 125 PV LRP. Now again, if this is something financially that you can do. Reason being is you will always qualify for the free product of the month, and it's just going to help speed up your collection of your oils to help share with people. And always make sure to have your LRP set up, the 100 or 125, before your first class, as the Fast Start is paid the week following the class, and if your LRP isn't set at a minimum of 100, you won't be paid. So it goes back to how we were saying up through here as well. But again, always before your first class, as you're going through your preparations, have that be on your checklist to be able to just make sure that you're getting everything that you possibly can for the work that you're putting out. Alrighty. Pay schedule. So Fast Start is paid weekly, and like we said, usually the Wednesday of the following week. Unilevel, not Unilever, but Unilevel, Power of Three, and Leadership Pools are paid monthly, so the following month and usually around the 15th of the month as well. So how to receive your pay. You will see in a couple areas on your dashboard as well as on your home screen, the ordering screen with your cart, you'll see there's an AR, and that is accounts receivable. And so that is where your money will accumulate, and you have a couple options at this point. So your AR balance can actually, it's your money, it's actual money, so you can actually click the box beside it to be able to use that to pay off your LRP. So some people choose to do that, and then your credit card isn't getting charged with as much. Or what you can do is you can get that money deposited to you, and then therefore when you're paying off your credit card, it goes off that way. So some people like to do it right away and keep it in the AR balance. Others like to do the direct deposit form. And they used to send out checks, but that's just recently been changed, that everybody is now going to be doing direct deposit. So it's great. It makes things easy, and you'll see the weekly and monthly payments go in there as well. And you can be able to easily download the form, talk with the online chat, or call customer service, and they can email you the forms as well. So having a plan. So we're talking about all this and really being focused on your rank and increasing and everything it's going to bring in compensation wise. You really want to have a good plan. There's a rank advancement sheets for every rank, which is super helpful, and it's a great habit to get into, to print one off at the beginning of the month and fill it out every week. Just so you know, especially those months that you're going to increase a rank, it really shows you actual volumes, numbers, what you still need to be able to hit that. So if you're really close, and you've got 5 days left in the month, you'll know the volume you need to hustle and get another class booked or do a couple one-on-ones. So these are really, really important to just get used to filling out, and you'll really thank yourself for that down the road too when the organization gets bigger and you have a lot more numbers to keep track of as well. Alrighty, so some daily and weekly habits. We always really want to focus, our whole structure is on pipes, which is really important to remember. Now the preparation isn't so much an income producing activity. And since we're doing compensation, we're really focusing on the income producing activities here. So in preparation though, I wanted to add this because again, our personal development is going to grow huge with this business. And one great way to be able to do that is listening to some podcasts. And I've put an address in here for you that you can check out to get some. The password is let me in, all one word. They're only about 10 minutes long, something you can do on the drive to work or when you're folding laundry. Incorporate that into your day. A little bit goes a long way. And these podcasts are really good just to uplift you. They keep you motivated. They increase your knowledge of everything, but it gives you that little extra rush in the day too. So, I like to first thing in the morning listen to the podcasts, and it just kind of gets my brain in the right kind of mode for the rest of the day to be able to focus on the other actions that I need to do. So let's get into, a little bit more of the income producing ones. So the inviting. If you're able to contact 2 new people per day, this will always mean you're always driving your business forward, doing all of these things. But 2 people a day, that's it, is a great way to start. Using your list of 100, that's so crucial, one of the first steps we've talked about. And then we get into the presenting. So again, 2 to 4 presentations a month that we talked about, classes, one-on-ones. And this is just, again, obviously directly going to be bringing you in income for that. Enrolling, so 2 follow-ups per day. And this could be, again, we talk about different tracking sheets as well. You have different forms. People might create a spreadsheet on the computer to follow up with people who have been to a class, and then their follow-up, if they enrolled or not, in their following up system. But this is great to be able to follow up with people that were at a class but didn't enroll. So at this point, you can contact them and thank them for coming and, offer to send them a webinar or something that could be extra helpful. So just some additional information. And then at that point, you can also be able to reaching out to them to ask if they have any questions and if they'd like to, set up a one-on-one and be able to go over a little bit more specifically their family's issues or concerns that they want to help dealing with. So always follow up. Don't forget about the people that came to the class, and just because they didn't enroll doesn't mean they're not going to. It just means they weren't ready at that time. So it's super important to keep following up with them. Other follow-ups are from people that you've sampled. So if you're, at the grocery store and you gave a sample to a lady that was in front of you in the line at the cash register and you got her contact information, that's great. Those can open so many doors. And that's another situation for follow-up. So if you can do 2 follow-ups per day. And with the support, so 1 weekly call with your mentor. And I can't stress how important these are. It's one of the best ways of learning because you have somebody that you can just bounce ideas off of and you can get suggestions from, and you can go over stuff like the compensation plan and placements once you've enrolled them, which we'll be talking about next. So these calls are super important. And they also, they do hold you accountable. And when you want to take this seriously, this business, you need that. Again, when you're your own CEO, you can sometimes get a little lax box. And having that call with your mentor can sometimes just shift you back into the right road to help just increase your business. And one call, text, email to somebody that you've enrolled. So this could be, you could close your eyes and go down your list and pick somebody and call them and just double check that they are using their oils, that they're using them properly. If they need any more additional information or questions, that's a great way to also talking with them gets people or gives you the opportunity to talk to people too about LRP. So if you've noticed that somebody's been ordering a couple times and just doing standard orders, then great. Reach out to them, support them, make sure they're using their oils properly, but also talk to them about a better way and a better bang for their buck for ordering as well. So that support is super crucial. Overall, I love this. I was told this once and it just sticks with me. But if you want $1 million business, you need to treat it like $1 million business. And it's different for people when it depends on how fast you want to build. If you're looking to supplement or replace and multiply your income, then you need to treat it that way. And if you're looking at just, this is just fun, is something on the side, you can be a little bit more lax, of course. But, what I want you guys to see is that this business is very doable. And look at me as an example. I've been able to completely supplement my income that took me years and years to build up through massage. And it's taken hard work, determination, and just being kind of strict with myself. And it's finding the time and it's having focus time. 2 to 4 hours a week focusing on your doTERRA business is going to be more productive than 8 to 10 hours of here, there, being interrupted, going on Facebook, looking at this and that. If you can really designate time and even put it in your calendar so your family's aware of when your classes are or when you're having your mentor call, so that is your time designated to your business, and then they can respect that and understand that you need a little peace and quiet. But really being structured with it and scheduling things is super important as well too. Things that get scheduled get done. Keep that in mind. But if you do want to go seriously with this business, doing these few steps is really all it takes, and treating it seriously. And I want all of you guys to succeed, and it's so great when that really happens. And so just stick with these. One great story I do like telling about is, since most of us know about Ange Peters, and Ange Peters has a presidential organization and has actually started a second one and is a diamond in that. So she's considered a double diamond. She started her business when her 2 little girls were very little. So she didn't have a lot of time. And she was very smart about something, and it goes to show, again, when you structure things properly and focus, it's unlimited possibilities. But she would go to the gym where she had 2 hours of free daycare. And she would bring the girls and put them in that. She would go and do her workout for, say, the first hour, go back to the dressing room, and spend the rest of the time that she had focusing on her business. So she would sit there, she would bring her laptop, and she would be inviting people to classes. She would be following up. She would have those calls. Everything she needed to do, she took advantage of that. And to see where she's gotten from starting in a situation like that is just absolutely unbelievable. So anybody can do it. It's, we're all given the same amount of time. It's just how wisely we choose to use it. So again, something to talk about with your mentor if you're having a hard time kind of organizing and how to structure this. Please do talk to your mentors. I'm going to stop sharing here. Alrighty. So yeah, definitely please reach out to, whether it's myself or somebody else as your mentor, your upline. We're here to help. And this is a really crucial part with the compensation. Like I said, it is complicated, but there's so many ways that doTERRA is very generous on how they pay us. And we just want to see as many people succeed as possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Again, take some time and go back through it and have a call with your mentor and be able to just go over it a little bit more. But these videos will always be here, so you can always go back and double check everything. Alrighty, So I will see you guys soon, and we're going to talk about placements.